Oh my God, we're back, these seats are still here! Oh my God, Liverpool won. It was quite comfortable really, a controlled performance I'd say. Like, Burnley are Burnley, we know what they're going to do. Like, they've been doing the same thing for 5 years now. We just have to do it better to beat them, and that's what we did today. I thought Jota was amazing considering how short he is. He's unbelievable in the air. Joel Matip was imperious, but man of the match, the guy who's not going to play next week, Costa Simicast, did everything asked of him and got a big clap at the end. He needs a song too. Up the Reds. That's kind of how I feel about that game. At the end of the day, I think it's one we're going to look back on and say, you know what, it's a point gained. We didn't really have any issues from Chelsea largely in the game. Obviously, once it went to 10 men, that was obvious. But it was just one of those games where we were just a little bit off. You could tell it was the third game of the season, really. Like, we didn't have the energy to really put them under pressure, really make them work with 10 men to open those gaps up. I thought Harvey was fantastic, absolutely justified his selection. Some of the others were maybe a little bit below par than normal, but hey, like I said, it's third game of the season. One thing I will say though, they were absolutely celebrating that draw, Chelsea. They knew that they got away with one here, and hopefully going on for the rest of the season, that's going to give us enough momentum to remember that they are on our level. Oh my God! I mean, the Champions League's back! It's back! But bloody hell, why do we do this? Like, that was a fantastic game of football. We played 85, well, 87 if you include injury time. Really perfect minutes, and it nearly dashed it all the way in 5. I mean, that's the Champions League though, isn't it? I mean, Gomez was back in. I thought he played really well, obviously apart from those 5 minutes where he scored 2 goals. One of Divock's best performances in a while. He was actually a little bit more involved than he had been previously. Really pleased to see Hendo score a goal. And finally, that penalty miss was my fault. The first, last and ever time I'm going to try and record a goal when it happens. Never again! The Reds have got their money. We're going to win the league. Oh my goodness. Like, that was a game that a few years ago we probably would have drawn or maybe even lost because we weren't at our best today. We could tell the changes kind of affected us a little bit. There was a few communication issues here and there, but essentially we've got enough quality players to be able to deal with a spirited Palace side. I felt like we scored at the right times just before half time, and then again with what, 20 minutes ago was it? Both times just when we were starting to get a little bit edgy. Obviously Mo Stewart made the difference. Mane got his Palace goal. Ibu had a great debut, but I want to give a shout out. Alisson Becker did absolutely everything he had to do and did it with class again. This team, oh my God, this team. I mean, last time Liverpool were at home, we drew 2-2 and everyone was a bit happier than they were this time. I mean, I know why the second half looked like that, because we were goosed. I mean, we need midfielders back and quickly. I know Oxlade-Chamberlain came on, but I would have potentially taken him off. Most of Brighton's good work came from them getting behind us and us not being able to chase back. We had a few good performances in there. I mean, obviously Alisson's still Alisson, but this was a game, despite Man City losing, this was really a game that we're going to look back at the end of the season and be like, fucking hell, I hope we don't not win the league by 2 points. Hey! Of all the things I thought today would be easy, was not one of them. But that was easy! I mean, Atletico didn't really turn up. I was dead surprised. Their tactic was basically try to play the ball over the back of Trent. Didn't work. We were magnificent in the first half. Did everything we needed to do. Sadio looked sharp as ever, and I thought it was a really professional performance in the second half. Some of the lads behind me weren't happy that we weren't still trying to score 3, 4 and 5, but it's this part of the season. We have to keep ourselves good for the big task to come, and West Ham's not going to be easy on Sunday. So 2-0, Suarez scored his goal and it got disallowed. Come on, how much better can it get? Top of the group, jobs are good. Now that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Now it's tempting to kind of go a little bit, lads, it's Arsenal, because it is Arsenal, and we do always do this, but I felt we gave them a little bit more respect in the first half than I was expecting, and they kind of earned it from the way they played. They were really tight, made it hard for us to get through them. But then, as I'm sure everybody is saying right now, their manager decided to inject himself into the story, and guess what? It did not go well for him. I mean, it wasn't like Anfield was quiet, but it certainly lit a fire under the crowd, who then lit a fire under us. And from there on, it was just smooth sailing. Obviously, Salah got his goal. Everybody got their goal, but Trent Alexander-Arnold again. I mean, I wish we could play Arsenal every week. I really do, because just something about the way that they do things really suits us. But yeah, I guess we'll have to play other people instead. Wow, what a game that was, eh? And I mean, the fact that I didn't really need to watch the second half tells you what kind of a game it was. We turned up to play. We turned up on fire. Goal in the first few minutes. And Southampton, sometimes teams come to Liverpool and they don't want to sit back. They think that we're going to hit you just like you hit us. And they gave us a few spaces and we took them. And you can see why they're struggling this season, to be honest. But for Liverpool, that's not our problem. Our problem's going forward. And from the get-go, you could see the guys who were coming back into the team, who really kind of champion at the bit to prove who they are. Andy Robertson in particular. Obviously, Diogo Jota got his 2 goals. Would have loved him to get his hat-trick. But Virgil scored. Virgil finally scored. The world is a much better place. I was watching it here in Philadelphia at the Victoria Freehouse with the Philly Supporters Club. It's been a fantastic morning. Honestly, these guys are nuts for the Reds. You need to come down here if you get the chance. So it's 6 out of 6 for the mighty men in yellow. What a performance by the boys. I was really excited when I first saw that team. It was a really attacking team, although I was quite worried about organisation, communication. There didn't seem to be any natural leaders in there. But then I obviously forgot about Konate, who absolutely stepped into the breach fantastically, not only with his front foot defending, but you saw him organising his teammates as well. But it really was a performance that every single man out there can be proud of. I really wanted to give another shout out to Nico Williams. He's improved so much in the last 12 months, it's unbelievable. Now trusted to go up and do the front 3 job as well towards the end of the game. Oxlade-Chamberlain again was fantastic. Tyler Morton, I could literally name them all. They're all fantastic. Mo Salah got a goal. Divock got another goal. We won 6 out of 6, so I'm very happy. But Jesus, I loved it if Atletico hadn't gone through. Well, thank God that's over. And I'm not just talking about George's weird panpipe rave thing that he just played on at PA Tannoy. That was a tough game. That was a really tough game. Aston Villa turned up with their game plan and, well, I mean, I want to say it did all right because we didn't score till quite late on, but they didn't really give us a lot of trouble. I was really pleased we won that game just so I can actually talk about the referee without sounding like a twat. Because Jesus Christ, that referee needs to learn how to do his job properly. How much time wasting was he letting them get away with? I mean, we were talking about Wolves last week and it ended up working in our favour because we had the extra time to score the goal. But this time, well, let's just say it doesn't matter in the end. The final result is Liverpool won this game. Liverpool got 3 points. I want to shout out Andy Robertson. He was an absolute lion in this game. And I stayed behind to clap and cheer for Steven Gerrard. It wasn't his day today, thank goodness. But I'm sure he'll have plenty more for Aston Villa. As it stands, the Reds have got another 3 points. Let's see where that puts us in the table. Well, Liverpool won again, and you know what? I enjoyed that game. Like, it was full of patient probing. There was plenty of people behind me wanting us to go in and go for the kill and get 3 or 4 goals against the Newcastle side. But you know what? Winning the league isn't all champagne and blowjobs. Sometimes you got to do the dirty work, and today Liverpool got out there and they did the dirty work. And I want to give a shout out to Ibrahim Konate. I am so pleased he plays for Liverpool Football Club. What a performance. Plenty around me wanted him to snap into St. Maximin every time he got the ball near him, but he was calm, he was composed, he was brilliant on the ball, and eventually Liverpool did what they needed to do. Trent Alexander-Arnold scored. I want to see him do that about 4 or 5 more times this season because he's got it in his locker. But on a day when Chelsea drop points, we can't be too fussy about that kind of performance. We'll play better, Thiago will definitely play better, but the Reds have got the 3 points. Here we fucking go. What about that then, eh? I thought we didn't care about the League Cup. I thought we didn't care about these games. That's all we heard when we arrived here, and to be honest, 2-0 down after 15 minutes, that's kind of how I felt. Everyone was already rationalising this defeat. Jurgen picked the wrong team, he knows he did, and that's why he changed it at half-time. Everyone looked either nervous or rusty or both. But second half, we put some fight into this game, we showed who we are, and we came back, we clawed our way back. And you know what? Normally I don't comment on away fans, but them pricks over there deserve every last bit of what just came to them. I want to give shouts out to Kanate and Keita again. They improved the team immeasurably when they came on. I wanted to give a shout out to Costas. He looks like he's stoned all the time, but everything we did good in the early bits when he was on, he was involved with. And the keeper, Kelleher, what can I say? Another penalty save in this competition. This boy's going to go far. And so the Reds, here we fucking go!